difference between those who will lead the pack and those who will remain behind, the difference in the champions of this new decade, the solution providers, the game changers, the niche carvers, the trailblazers, the one that people will call upon, that we have observed you consistently. We need you in our team. We need you on our board. We need you on our management. There are going to be people who've demonstrated a sense of responsibility. So Joseph did not become prime minister like many have thought because he was favored. Favor is good. But I've thought, in time past, that just being favored and lacking capacity cannot fetch you what you expect to have. There are many things that must go with the hand and the favor and the blessings of God upon you. And that is a sense of skill and capacity and responsibility. So the second demand that we find Joseph meeting, living up to, which I'm asking you to cultivate in your present work routine. Are you one of those that is just full of excuses? Full of excuses. The weather is not right. The traffic is not right. My family is not right. My health is not right. The circumstances is not right. The people are not right. There's just always an excuse. Always an excuse for low performance. Always an excuse for not completing the job. Always an excuse for not doing better than is imagined or expected. Always having excuses for not being able to rise up to the occasion. Such people have chosen the back seats of life. It doesn't matter how much God loves you. You can't lack or fail to meet the demand of responsibility and be the one chosen. It has never happened. I'm a student of the Bible. So thank God for favor. And by the way, of course there are many activators of favor, but there is the generic favor that God has put upon us being his children. Being a child of God makes you a favored person. So it takes a combination of all the other virtues and practices and principles coming together to be able to amplify the virtue of favor, promote it or increase it to bring you to where you need to be. So the demand of responsibility is not something you can evade or avoid. Embrace it. Take charge. Say like Jesus, you want somebody to be saying, I am the one. Use me, send me. That's called responsibility. And you discover that was his story, Joseph now, all through his life. He was responsible. At Potiphar's house, he was responsible. In the prison, he was responsible. In the final assignment, which he was preparing for without knowing, which he was building to without knowing, he was responsible. He fed the entire world. He already had a sense of work and all of that. So the next thing I want to talk about is that demand of responsibility. So number one demand to triumph in this new decade, to excel in this new decade, is the demand of vision. Number two is the demand of responsibility. Number three is the demand of hardship. The demand of hardship. The demand of hardship. You see, durables, toughness is not produced in comfortable seasons and times. You can't survive the pressure of high performance if you've not understood the rigor of hardship. I'm not talking about hardship that is self-inflicted, or I'm talking about hardship that has to do with you being able to survive pressures, being able to survive changing, shifting times and seasons, being able to survive assaults, whether it be of men, of circumstances, of spirits, or whatsoever. Being able to go through the tough school of life. You remember the teaching we did on this series is just a school, remember? Being able to survive and thrive comes through meeting the demand of hardship.